Here's Brody Brazil.
Okay, this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. I feel like this is one of the most underrated aspects of watching and enjoying sports on television are the theme songs of the respective networks and leagues and broadcasts. Now, I've used the photo here of a full-scale orchestra recording some type of ensemble there, but that's the whole point about these anthems. They are not usually done by one artist or they're not done on a computer. They're done with a real, proper orchestra. These are anthems. These are bangers. These are songs and melodies that are made to last the test of time, right? And I also should say this. I could have come up with a list of maybe like 20 different sports anthems that I think are among my favorites here, but I had to limit it to the top 5. And I want to make a couple points here before we get into what I think are the 5 best themes, the ones at least I enjoy listening to most. A good theme can instantly get your adrenaline going. And I think we'll find out here, once you hear the first couple notes of all these songs, you're like, yeah, I'm in the mood for whatever. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, you name it. A good theme can instantly get you going and get that adrenaline going inside you. A good theme is also unquestionably tied to the brand. I mean, even when the casual sports fan hears it, they're like, oh, that's the football theme. And maybe they don't know the network specifically, or they're not sure on all the details, but they know it means basketball, baseball, football, hockey, whatever. They are tying that song to that brand, that sport at the very least. I also feel like this too, and you may have never thought about this, but me as a TV and a production person, I've thought about this a lot. Over the years on sports broadcasts, right? Like the visuals change. We've gone from standard definition to high definition to 4K and slow-mo replays from every angles, and all the graphics are way better and different than they ever used to be. The technology is way better and different than it ever used to be. But the theme songs are something that never really have to change. If you nail a theme song, quite honestly, it can last you 40, 50 years. Now, it can be updated a little bit, upgraded, maybe redone, re-performed, so to speak, or enhanced, but it's the same theme overall, whereas graphics change, production changes. So a good theme song can outlast everything else. And you know what? A good theme is also part of just the culture of sports, right? It's something people whistle. It's something people hum. It's something that just everybody feels like they can associate with. So without further delay, I've chosen 5, and we'll begin with this one. I mean, you got to do that, right? And this one's coming back. It is. I'll let it play out here. The NBA on NBC, right? See, I could keep going. That's the other thing, too, about all these songs. They have the parts that tail off, and then it kind of goes through the middle range of the song, and then it kind of crescendos to an ultimate conclusion. But the NBA and NBC, I feel like that theme, and Round Ball Rock, right? Like it was composed by John Tesh. There's the very famous story about how he came up with it. And he didn't have anywhere to like record it. This was way back when. So he called his voice, not even voicemail. He called his answering machine at home. Yeah. What's an answering machine? Look it up, kids. And recorded himself humming it. And then he went back and played it and performed it. Anyway, this has been a classic one. This makes me feel like I'm getting ready to watch Michael Jordan and the Bulls take on Patrick Ewing and the Knicks, or maybe Magic and the Lakers and Bird and the Celtics. I mean, this one has been around for a while. And from what I understand, NBC, when they take over their national rights deal next year, they're going to bring back this song full scale across the league. So that's amazing, right? A song that was not used for so long. And I think they also brought it back for last summer's Olympics too, right? So it's something that 2024 Olympics, they didn't use it for a while. Now they're bringing it back. It's that popular. It has stood the test of time. So that one to me, right, is classic. It fits everything I described before. That's a very good one. Okay, let's see what's next here. Classic. I was doing the drums. This one's been around for a while. Dun, 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 dun. And by the way, you're noticing that I'm putting some crowd music with those theme songs because copyright issues here on YouTube. And look, I'm not doing this to steal their songs. I'm not trying to get anything out of that. I'm critiquing the songs here. I'm evaluating these. So I put some crowd noise behind it to make sure that the copyright situation was good here on YouTube. That's what that's all about. But that one, I think, when Fox got into the broadcasting business of NFL games in the 90s, was it late 80s, early 90s? Right around that point, this theme has basically been around ever since then. Maybe there was an original one or two, but they've settled in on this one for the last couple decades. Everybody knows this song. It hits, right? It feels like Sunday morning. It feels like Sunday afternoon when you hear that song. All of these songs bring you to, I feel like, a time and a place, not just a game and the familiar faces who are on the broadcast and the familiar faces who are playing the game, but it brings you to like a time and a place, a location where you might be enjoying a football game. What's next here? Let's see. You know how this ends. Here it goes. I mean, just the way it starts and the way it ends. Da-na-na, da-na-na. That's all you need to say to somebody. It doesn't even have to have a musical connotation to it. You can just walk up to a fellow sports person and say, da-na-na, da-na-na, and they'll know, oh, SportsCenter, the SportsCenter theme. Now, I realize SportsCenter may not have the social weight it used to, because a lot of young people watch their highlights somewhere else. But for somebody like me who grew up in the 80s and 90s, I mean, SportsCenter was the thing. That theme has been around for a while. Remember when it was the classic horn? It was like, okay, probably shouldn't have done that. But they've revised that same song a few times over and over again. Now it's more of a rock and a grungy kind of hard feel to it. But it's the same song, basically just redone a couple times. That one, and again, that one's not for necessarily a sports broadcast. Like it's a sports highlight show. But that one is classic. That one is going to live on, honestly, as long as SportsCenter lives on, in my opinion. So that is one of the top 5, no doubt. Let's see what else is up next. And it keeps going, right? Like I want to do the next part. And Gary Thorne is all I could hear in my head, and it feels like 1993, and the Rangers are playing somebody for the Stanley Cup. It's also a song that was used and lived properly for so many years, and then ESPN got away from doing hockey broadcasting. And then when they returned 2 years ago, so after not using this song for more than a decade, I want to say, probably closer to 20 years, they bring the song back. I don't even know that they enhanced it that much. But yeah, this is the new NHL on ESPN logo. That song was from kind of their first go around at televising hockey games through the 80s and 90s. But the song is so classic that people demand it. They wanted it back. They associate it with the entire brand of hockey on ESPN. So that one to me, and that one, honestly, it doesn't feel like recent years for me. When I hear that, I feel like I'm still watching hockey from the 90s. You know, I don't associate it with now. I associate it with way back then. And so, like I said, all of these songs they conjure up emotions and feelings and memories and places for people. For me, it's not so much the present, more historical. All right, what do we got next? Donna, Donna. Another ESPN one. Well, ABC ESPN. Here's the best part. I think that's how it goes. And this one obviously has lasted maybe longer than all of the rest. A tradition that started a lot of years ago, a lot of decades ago on traditional broadcast television. And yeah, this one also feels more like my youth. Maybe watching the 49ers take on somebody at Candlestick Park. And this one has more of even a classic orchestral feel to it. Some of the others are a little bit more modernized, but this one really feels like, NFL films. It feels like the 70s. It feels very analog. And what a big production. Like every Monday Night Football game is one of the best productions out there. Thursday night games, I got to say, on Amazon, the details, the small things, the replays, the graphics, the production value, extremely high. But Monday Night Football established that standard even before Sunday night, and Thursday nights were also a big deal. Monday Night Football was kind of the original at that. And so that theme to me definitely falls within the top 5. So that's what I've got. Those are my top 5 favorite sports themes. You let me know. Am I right? Am I wrong? Is there one that definitely shouldn't have been on that list? Did I miss something? Do you have a favorite one that also belongs on your list? I'd love to know about that in the comment section down below. Also, while you're down there, thumbs up on this video helps me and this video and this channel. And don't forget down there to also subscribe to this channel. That way I can definitely see you back here next time.